Right, good morning. So back out on another disused railway explore, North Derbyshire, Northeast Derbyshire, near Bolsover. So we're going to be having a look today at the old Oxcroft Colliery branch and then have a quick look around the old colliery site. So we've just started out at Staveley, Seymour Junction. We've walked through and just had a look at a few old things. I've got Paul with me today. He's nice and local, so hopefully he'll be quite knowledgeable. If he's not knowledgeable, we'll just blur his face out or something. So yeah, I'll catch up with you back about half an hour ago down Seymour Junction and just show you some of the things that we found. Right, before we start getting into the nitty-gritty, let's just have a look at the route that we're going to be following today. So right, today we're going to be looking at the journey that the coal would take right from the colliery coalface. But we are going to be doing that in reverse. So we're starting off at Seymour Junction, just on the left-hand side there. Now this is an area that I have looked at before in other videos, but there's always something new to find. So we're working our way left to right on the map. So after Seymour Junction, we're going to take the Oxcroft Colliery branch. And we're going to take that as far as the Oxcroft Colliery Sidings there that you can see on this map. That's as far as we can go on the old disused railway. But what we can see there on the map, if you can see that turquoisey colour, and that's the route of the, used to be a former tramway, but in the later years of the colliery, it was a conveyor belt that took the coal right from the heart of the colliery down to the sidings there where it was loaded onto the trains. So we're going to follow the route of that conveyor belt as much as we can. And finally, we're going to finish at the bottom right of the screen there at the actual former site of the Oxcroft Colliery. I'm going to have a look around at some of the remains that are left around the site. Yeah, it must have been. Maybe it's a light with the big gantry lights or something like that. Cause
I came all the way around here.
You could be right about it being toilet related. Could it be something to do with a sewer? Because they're like waste pipes or something. I don't know.
See, it's like.
I could literally spend all day looking around Seymour. So much to find. Every time I come, I find more bits and bobs. It's going off track a little bit. Look at all these piled up wooden sleepers here. No particular order. Is it me or are the old wooden sleepers quite a bit more interesting than the concrete ones? I mean, look at all these. I've never ventured onto this side before. Must be hundreds, as far as the eye can see. 1952. So we've got what we think's a telegraph pole. We don't know if it's had some kind of light at the top or if it was a lighting pole, but still got quite a big metal arm there, look. Little tunnel going underneath. So that big post we've just been looking at on its side, there's one still in situ there. You can make it out through the trees. It's quite large, so the light fittings still at the top. We've got the they call them footrest ladder things on the side. I've also got a telegraph pole, slightly smaller, through the trees. I don't know if you can see. Little steel things in the ground. We've just come down the banking just to have a closer look at this. So this is dedicated to Mr. Betamax. I don't know your name. Just on its side there, got a proper lamp, full lamppost. Just lining the trees. Right, so this one's for Simon. He pointed this out to me a couple of about 2 months ago on Facebook. This old building, you could actually see it on Google Maps. As you can see, it's not in a great state. What's it saying? Those bricks, Staveley bricks, nice and local. Just got to be careful when you're out on the sides of these old railway lines. Just big open manholes, drains. So when I came in December, when I walked from Clowne, I incorrectly assumed this was a signal box, but apparently it was just where the is points token the right word? I've seen it was on that website. This is where this sat, along with the point equipment. Again, it's fallen down the side there. Wow, I never noticed this bit before. Fantastic, look at that. I don't think I'd want to stand on that still. No, it does feel quite sturdy. Ooh, nearly toppled over then. So it's where we've come from. We've just walked down this railway baluster track and we're at Oxcroft Junction now. So just through there, that's the way back to Clowne. It's where previous video that I've done when I walked all that way. And now we're branching off to the right, forking off onto the Oxcroft branch. So this is what we've come to see. That sign says 2.5 miles to Clowne. Don't believe it, it's a lie. It's about 7. It does feel it. It's uphill as well if you're running in that direction. So we are out into the wind a bit more now, so apologies. We had Storm Dudley last night. We've got Storm Eunice coming tomorrow. So we're in a little bit of a, I say, calm period. So that's the bridge on the Clowne branch, and we're just stood on the other bridge. Bit of a scramble down, but we've made it down. So Clowne branch that side, and then this is our Oxcroft branch this side. Lovely little archways these. This is Bridge Oxo 1, Bolsover Road. Yeah, it's a curious design of a bridge. It's weird. The amount of times I've driven over that road. I've never been underneath. I never realised it was this. It was like this. It's strange offset. Show you this little bit of a supporting wall at the side. Ooh, that wall's very wet. Some interesting graffiti. So that's looking back towards Seymour that way. Plenty of track installation stuff. It's like drain covers, sleepers, Christmas tree. Very, very curious design. Does anyone know why it was built like that? Why it's not just a standard, I'll call it diagonal bridge. I don't know what the right term for it is. And a concrete sleeper. I've not seen one of them before. Another bridge for farm access. Same kind of design. I love those archways. Nice shape. Kind of nice and shallow, and then really come in at the ends. Not archways that I've seen like that a great deal. People are probably shouting at the screen saying, yeah, you see them everywhere, mate. So this is the M1 bridge. I actually forgot where to go under the M1. So colourful, give them that. It's quite a dour concrete bridge, so it gives it a little bit of character, I suppose. Oh yeah. Paul's just said little spray cans are left behind. Let's see what the tipple. Any cans of drink as well down here. What do you reckon the local drinker choices down here then for your ruffians? Stella Artois, not special brew, or that's more down Bayton and Killamarsh special brew. Can't move for cans. You're right, Stella Artois. Must be well off around here on the strong stuff. So straight out, bursting out from under the M1, it starts to open out a little bit now. So we've got what's coming across here, what we believe is an old weighbridge. Would this be a platform in the middle then? Concrete foundations. Another sleeper. Sure you don't want to see that. Not quite sure how much further we can go. There's workmen and doing whatever they're doing down here, reclamation work or whatever. The old disposal point. So that looks like an air filter off something agricultural. So we're just coming off. We're making our way down from the old railway line now. We've just been having a look around where they're moving earth and things around, and this huge JCB diggers just appeared on top of the mound where we were. Cheers. So we're taking a detour. We're just at the side of in the woods at the side of the old disposal site, disposal point, whatever you call it. It's gate posts. Yeah, there's an arch bridge in a poor state of repair here. That's seen better days, hasn't it? So we're walking over that. So we're going over that bridge. Don't know how I feel about that. So that's completely come away. Yeah, you won't be coming down here in shorts. We can see through the trees where the old... It's like the railway yard in there. They're flattening this, just landscaping it now. See machinery, all sorts going on in there. So I don't think we're missing out on much though, to be honest. So we've just climbed up the side of the banking next to the solar farm, and This is the stocking ground, you see. So we've got some lines of sleepers up here. Now we are quite a bit above, all the way down there where the main track was. So quite a bit up here, to be honest. It's really heavy. Sleepers, even got a length of rail. It's going off into there. Upside down sleepers. Looks like someone's been making an obstacle course on this bit. So you're assuming, not checked on the maps, but you're assuming that the line would come from where we walked in, past the M1, would kind of come up a banking onto this side and leave the main, I don't know, yards, entrance to the colliery down the bottom there. Another bit of rail there as well, didn't see that. So can any viewers shed any light on how these rails and sleepers got up this side of this banking? Because I have checked on maps, old maps from different points in time, and at no stage can I see any railway up on the side of this banking. So I've just put an arrow to the exact location. It's right on the edge of that solar farm. So it's a bit of a mystery to me at the moment. I mean, the sleepers are laid out in the ground as though that's where there was a railway line. But like I say, I can't find any evidence of any maps of any lines going up the side of that banking. If you're from the area or you know the colliery, do get in touch, leave us a comment and just let us know. So we got to the end of what I think's the railway siding. So as you can see, there's a lot of white brick there where they're in the process of filling in. So you can see there's a concrete wall at the end there, so don't think the tracks are going any further than that on this bit. So let's dig out the old maps. So here is the route of our conveyor. You can see that thick line there going diagonally. So there's Mill Lane. I've just highlighted that at the top. So that conveyor, it passes underneath Clowne Road and then into the main colliery complex. So this is what we're going to try and follow the route of as much as permissible. So we're just on Mill Lane. We've walked round the back of where the disposal point is, and we're on Mill Lane. We've got this bridge abutment here. Now, from what I understand is that the railway didn't come any further than this, but we did have a tramway going over and a conveyor belt that went into the other colliery. So say 1974.
Yeah.
That closed. So the conveyor belt went off straight in that direction, you say?
What we're going to do is follow the conveyor belt then.
Excellent. I do love following a conveyor belt route.
Not that would be an easy ride, though,
It's not like them conveyor belts you get at the airport then?
No.
So look at this line of posts with the cable hangers on. Now you can see these going off into the trees as far as the eye can see. Something steel here. Is that a buffer or something? A flywheel. Look at me sounding like I know what I'm talking about. Quite interesting. I really wasn't sure what we were going to find on the old route of one of these colliery conveyor belts. or even, I mean, done enough tramways in the time, and you very rarely find anything left behind from those.
Got to be part of it.
Still got these posts.
Loads of power,
Bit of metal sticking up out of the ground there. Nasty surprise. But looks like is that some kind of insulator at the bottom there? That's like what do you call it? You see them in the ground on tramways, don't you? You know, if you ever been to Llandudno or Great Orme, where the tramways are on cables, and the cables are on the runners, if that's the right term, that went underneath in the middle of the tracks, possibly. That's what it looks like, isn't it? Like
Sense,
a cylinder, yeah.
But conveyor. Some writing on back as well.
So how old's that milk bottle, do you reckon?
It's got to say
80s.
80s, 70s. Milk pasteurised northern dairies. What's that from?
Lucas. Is that?
It's a headlight, isn't it? From something.
Yeah.
From some 70s car or something, probably. It's not plastic, it's proper.
You can see there's like a, I don't know, like a Peugeot symbol or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Is it a lion or an horse?
I wondered Peugeot. Proper glass, isn't it?
It's amazing.
It's been here decades, hasn't it?
Byron brick, stone covered there. Bolts over. Huge chunks of processed coal just sticking out of the ground. So we've just followed this line of that conveyor belt, formerly a tramway before the conveyor, from Mill Lane up to Clowne Road. So what happened here? It went underneath the road, and we're just going to see the end of the bridge, the abutment, but obviously infilled now.
You've been to Channel Islands.
Channel Islands. Curious. That is very thin, isn't it?
Yes. Tell you it's not.
Crossing over Clowne Road now, so let's zoom that map in a little. Next slide, please. Thank you. Now, this is the site of the former Oxcroft Colliery, or one of the Oxcroft Collieries. Now, you can't access the site through the main colliery gate, so we can't follow the route of that conveyor belt, but we will pick it up a little bit later on. But we are able to access the old colliery site, just going down Clowne Road slightly.
I'm not doing that way. I don't do balance. I'm not balanced like.
Jump onto that one. That's it. Oh, it is a bit further than I thought, actually. It doesn't look that far from up here, from back there. So I thought the fun was over, but it doesn't stop at following that conveyor belt. So we're going to go up onto the site of the original colliery, down the slippiest path. So we're around the colliery area.
Yeah.
Lots of brickwork that side. Well, I understand is officially known as Colliery Derbyshire, but it's down here. I'm determined to get down to this.
I'll just walk from this.
I haven't got a rope to get back up, but look at this. And shadows in the way. Brilliant.
I'm assuming that would have been from when the tramway. Because railway didn't go up to it, but it's definitely from at least 70s, that isn't it? Because pitch showing 74.
Yeah, it's well rusted.
independent traders, New York and shit like that on it.
I was just going to say, it's like a load of fools and horses. Mobile engine,
So that's
oil,
at least
isn't
70s again, isn't it? Like everything is on in.
it? So many ruins. Oh, special
We've
brew.
changed.
I feel I'm at home now. I mean, judging by how much litter there is as well, there's plenty of people get down here. See, it's such a obstacle course.
Now what?
What's that, a chain? Is that just rust that's just fused it together? Would that be just a chain from the shaft or a train from the railway?
No idea, really.
Trams? Heavy pipe work there.
That's got to be out and all, hasn't it, that bottle?
Them little mini milk bottles you got at school. We're just looking at this. It's like an entrance or something. This could be one of the entrances to the tunnels. The interesting thing about this is, this isn't fly tipping. This is genuine from the colliery. It's far too off any access for people to be coming and dumping things. So much pipes and rubber pipes. I don't know if they're cabling or.
Fasten on to somewhere there, don't they?
So yeah, we're looking at the fastener. So all these pipes. Didn't know if they were cable, electric, or if they were water or hydraulic. It's difficult to tell what they were. We've climbed the hill, so everything's obviously been just gone down the side. Hopefully we'll see a bit more stuff up here. And look at that, more pipe work. More connectors just coming out of the side there, where they're being buried. That's what we could see from the bottom. I thought it was railway track. Look at all the cables coming out of there.
Yeah.
Wow, there must be 50 cables.
It's got to be some kind of like holding.
There's one of them cylinder things there.
Yeah,
So
really.
that's something that's pulled something up, the cabling. Yeah. Some more wheels just down the side of the embankment. Plenty of metalwork buried here, isn't there?
Usually right. Cleared this down here over year. It's been walked more like cans and they were all wild rose. You're a right massive thick patch of wild rose.
So they're buried. So we've got the old entrance to the colliery straight in front. That's locked, we can't get out that way. But got a couple of lines here. Would these be like, what would it, those tubs that we've seen then? Yeah. Right, so that's it from Oxcroft Colliery. It's making our way back down now, trying to find us way out back to the road. So we followed the journey pretty much in reverse that the coal would make. So right going back to Seymour Junction and the sidings there, all the way down the Oxcroft Colliery branch to the disposal point, where where the train would meet the conveyor belt. Then the conveyor belt comes up to the top of where we've just been there, and then what you've just seen, all the buildings and things, which, well, it's now quite a well-established woodland, isn't it, rather than a colliery these days. So cheers to Paul for showing me this. There's no way in hell I would ever have found any of this, so that was a really fascinating journey, especially following that, the path of that conveyor belt and all the little bits and bobs that we've seen around there. So it's quite safe. I won't blur his face out. So as always, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you soon on another video.